My name is James Quintel, the Fighting Cowboy, and you're watching my manager and the host of the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show. Forget about it.
Hi, this is Ray Boom Boom Mancini, and you're listening in to the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show. Now, Brad's told me he's won many accolades for this interview show. I haven't seen any. And he's told me he's world-renowned for his interview style, his charming personality. I doubt that. And he told me he can get anybody on his show because everybody wants to do it. I don't. So, Brad, at this point, this is where you want me to say your stupid line, right? But I'm not going to say it. I keep telling you I'm not going to say it. So, until then, listen in to the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show. And Brad, do the right thing. Just do the right thing.
I'm Jimmy Holmes, the fighting school teacher, and you're watching the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show. Forget about it.
Hey, my name is Jim Belanda, and you're watching the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show. Forget about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing. You know him for his catchphrase, forget about it. You know him as the author of the world-renowned book, Boxing Interviews of a Lifetime. You know his snazz, you know his jazz, you know him for all that pizzazz. When it comes to boxing commentary, he does the most. Without further ado, here's your host of the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show, Bad Brad Berkwitt.
How did all these people get in my room? Today on the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show, Jack the Kid Callahan.
There you go, baby. Work. Nice. Nice. Nice, there you go. Nice. Woo! There you go.
Nice. That's the way to turn your body. "15 seconds. Working hard, baby, working hard. "5 seconds. Time.
Hey folks, we're back with another episode of the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show. I want to thank you for the great compliments that you sent on Jimmy Belanda's show yesterday that we shot. Today we have another special guest, and they're always special to me because there's so much history with all the people that come on the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show. So without further ado, I want to welcome you, Jack, to the show.
Thank you very much.
coming
I
on.
appreciate it.
Ask you some questions, we're going to have some fun.
Good.
And we're going to go from there. I see, first of all, Roberto Duran shirt that you're wearing.
Well, I think he's the reason I started boxing.
Okay.
Seeing
Well,
his fights on TV.
One of the, to me, the greatest lightweight of all time.
Of all time,
Of
yes.
all time. Hands down, he was the man. He
Yeah.
was the man. I don't even hold no moss against him. It happened. He came back from that and beat Davey Moore, as we
Won
know.
4 other titles.
Yep.
You know?
Beat Iran Barkley, moved up, and he was way past his
Yeah.
prime when he beat Barkley.
Oh, I know that.
So that's a great shirt.
Yep.
What I want to do is I want to start out first. Looking at your record, it looks like you retired about 1995. Is that around the date?
Yeah, that sounds close.
Okay. What have you been doing since you retired from professional boxing?
I've been training fighters ever since, and I had lost 2 boys. And, you know,
I'm sorry.
I don't want to talk about that. I lost 2 boys, and so boxing kept me more motivated in my mind off that. So helping kids and train fighters, had some amateur fighters, had some pro fighters. Matter of fact, you had Jimmy Holmes on here, I think.
Right.
And he was one of my professionals. And now I'm at the Hammond Boxing Club, which will be 10 years next year. So,
Okay. And you're a full-time firefighter, or chief,
Yeah.
or assistant chief. What's your
I'm an
title?
assistant chief on the Hammond Fire Department.
Okay. How long have you done that?
I came on 8/8/88, so
8. I'm gonna
Yeah.
play that tonight. Dad, we're gonna play that in the lottery. We're gonna win, and then I'm moving out of here. That's it. You can
I
come
don't know,
with
this is beautiful.
me. Okay. Now, I've always had a fondness for firemen because I think you guys are heroes, unsung heroes.
Right.
If you had to tell the viewers one thing that is kind of not understood when it comes to firefighters, what would you say that is?
It's not just the houses and people that we go in to help the way they treat us.
Okay. Good, bad, indifferent?
In different situations, but mainly not the best.
Not the best. That's a
Nope.
shame. You're there to save their life?
Just to help them.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
on fire calls, regular fire calls, they're out of the way, they'll thank you. But if you will, like an EMS call,
Okay.
and you really help them, you save their life, you don't get as much recognition as you should.
As you think, yeah. That's a shame.
It is.
Now, we're going to get into your professional career, but the thing that I didn't see in my research, and I'm going to make an assumption, I'm sure you fought as an amateur.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your amateur boxing.
I had 29 fights. I was like 19-7. I wasn't the best, you know. And
It's not a bad record.
no, I fought in CYO Park District, Golden Gloves. I was runner-up in the Golden Gloves, and then they fought the guy a month later, and then I ended up beating him. Found out of style, you know. Amateurs, you only have 3 rounds back then. We had 3 rounds, 3 men rounds.
Okay. When you went from the amateurs to the pros, now I would assume you fought, you're probably just a couple of years older than me, I'm 51, but I fought as an amateur 80, 83. It started out as AAU, if you remember AAU back in the day. 3 rounds, 3-minute rounds, like you said.
Right.
Turning pro, you had obviously amateurs, we had headgear on when we
Right.
fought. Well, how was the transition from without the headgear in your first professional fight? Was it a big deal, or you took
You
to it
know
no
what?
problem?
No, it did not affect me that much.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people it does.
Right.
You're right, because I've been dealing more with guys, amateurs, it's just turning pro, you know, and they're like, what a difference, you know. Yeah, a big difference.
Okay. Your nickname was the Kid. I know you had 2 names, but the Kid was more so than I think it was Iron Man was the other one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dennis Hardesty, my trainer, he was
Okay.
a great trainer. He had several world champion
Okay.
fights. But he's the one that named the kid because I looked younger for my age.
Okay. And it's like a throwback of like these old movies when even in movies when it wasn't a real fighter, but like the champ. And you always heard nicknames the kid. That's such a throwback to the 30s and the 40s. I love that.
I'm Irish. So
Yeah, there you go. Let's talk about the pinnacle on October 16th, 1987, on the undercard of Tyson versus Biggs, which the poster is right here.
Yep.
You can see Jack right here. Matthew Hilton was the champion. Davey Hilton was his brother. They were out of Canada, champions at one time. You fought for the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw, to me that doesn't matter. I mean, of course you wanted to be the champion, but I mean, it's still for a fighter to get there, to get to the dance. Not everybody does that. You know, I managed Quick Tillis, he's like family to me.
Right.
He fought Mike Weaver October 3rd, 81 in Rosemont, Illinois. And he didn't win the decision, but he still fought for the championship, and you go down in history books.
Right.
As such. What was it like for you to get to the title fight?
It was a move up, a big change move up. You know, going from like a club fighter, you know, a regular fighter, get to a main event fighter, and then boom. When I was walking out there, I was warming up a little bit, walking out, and you're going by guys like Sugar Ray Leonard, Angelo Dundee, and just different guys that you see on TV all the time. And it's a little bit intimidating, you know. You get in the ring and you're moving around, walking around, you're looking at faces. I'm like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? And then Matthew, of course, could hit. I'd put him against anybody out there today. He could really hit.
Really hit.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And knowing boxing like you and I do, that's when you hear them talk about a fighter either adapting to that world stage because it's different than a club fight.
Completely.
And some fighters absolutely freeze. You know, you've seen fighters get taken out in one round, and they say, you know something, I got caught up in the moment. Oh, I never fought at this level. You know, looking out in the crowd, Burt Reynolds or you know whoever back then, and hey, all these celebrities are there, and you got this famous ring announcer, and you got all these big names, and you know, and you go from a small town, or even if you're from a big city, but just on a club level, you make it to that next step. So you know what it is to make it on that big stage. So when people say about it's possible to freeze, that's what you know. That's what the average boxing person doesn't understand.
No, and it always took me 3 or 4 rounds to warm up because I ran a few Chicago marathons, and I was more of a distance runner, doing that too at the same time as I was training. So, which Dennis thinks was bad for me, which he's right. You know, I was more to longer distances than to quick knockouts.
Okay.
You know?
And you got a fact that you told me before we started shooting. That fight and these gloves. Tell me that story.
Okay, I didn't know this, but I talked to another guy on a boxing website, and he told me that, and I look back and it is, it's the last 15-round fight ever.
Okay.
So mine would have been second to last 15 rounds. It went 15 rounds. But then Tyson and Biggs, they went to, you know, that would deal in 9-12.
No, I think he knocked him out
earlier.
Very few rounds. I can't remember.
Me and Tyrell, we went to the hospital. We had to get stitches.
Oh, okay.
We get stitches.
Okay. Now, since we're focused over here, Deb, if you could zoom in on this belt and tell me what
It's
the story.
upside down, this belt.
Yeah, it is upside down. Okay, yeah, it is.
I'm a little bit upside down.
That's all right. So tell me about that belt.
That was one of my hardest fights. Mike Pollitt won 12 rounds at the, matter of fact, there was ESPN card, but they wouldn't let me on because I was a local kid, and the people wouldn't come, they'd watch it on ESPN.
Okay.
Because you know, Carlos Tite.
Yeah, who's a local guy.
Yeah, local guy.
Yeah, he fought on ESPN.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
And because of Fred Burns. Fred Burns was a great promoter.
I remember Fred.
And Pete Susan still match makes for Top Rank.
Pete, yeah.
Great guy. And, but my fight wasn't televised, but it was a 12-rounder.
Okay.
So I fought that fight, and we could have fought in half the size of this room, and we just stood here and just
slugged it out.
Slugged it out.
Wow.
And I had won the decision, but I did win the decision.
Okay. I see a young version of you here with, I don't want to say his catchphrase because he'll sue me. You got to pay to use it. So, Michael Buffer, because I'm not getting him to know me, and I know Mike. He'll say, you owe me $100 for it. I see he's doing it. And there's another picture here. We got that one too?
That's the first mayor, Tom McDermott.
Okay, of
Hammond.
Of Hammond, okay. Okay,
so
cool.
he put the belt on me the first time.
Okay, cool. From when you turned pro to today, we've had this conversation on the phone while I've been riding my bike. We've been talking about how, we're like old timers the way things are today. What do you feel is the biggest thing that changed from when you started boxing till today?
There's so many new ways to train. Like, I'm on a lot of boxing websites, and they'll say Willie Pep could have beat, I'm just saying, Sugar Ray Leonard or whatever. And I'm like, these guys couldn't have hung with these guys because their methods of
training are so different.
I get stuff on YouTube every day, different techniques.
Right.
I mean, it's amazing. I look at some of Lomachenko's training methods, and I'm like, I might add that to mine.
Overselling.
Because that was my second goal, was to be in a title, be in the corner for a world champion, heavy world champion.
Okay.
It is what it is. So I've been going down the road doing that right now.
I got a quote. You tell me who said this about you. It says, whether Jack Callahan was fighting or training fighters, he always put his heart and soul into the sport. Who do you think said that about you?
Probably Kenny Gotti.
Jimmy Holmes.
Did he? Yeah. Bless his heart.
Yeah. He's very fond of him.
Yeah, I'm proud of him. I'll tell you what, for what he's been through.
Oh, I know. With the foot. Oh, I know. I followed him on Facebook.
I know, right?
Fell down, had surgery, almost lost his foot. I know he lost part of his heel or all that.
Right.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh yeah. So with Jimmy Holmes, I'll tell you what. When I trained him in DeMont, I thought we started off because I used to help run the boxing club in Maryville, 1 in a million. Octavius James had a
oh yeah, I know that.
1 in a million. So he hired me in, and I had professionals: Johnny Novak, Jimmy Holmes. I hate to leave somebody out. Perez. I don't think his name.
That's okay. He'll know. Yeah, it was Perez.
And I would train those guys hard as you could believe. I trained Jimmy Holmes outside when you were at his last stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I trained him outside. I had him ask him in the hospital.
Right.
And it was like almost 100 degrees.
Yeah, I know.
Hitting pads, just.
Well, you watched the show that I did with Jimmy, and I talked about a brotherhood of boxing, and how life comes full circle.
Right.
I didn't know you then, but I was ringside in 2011 when Jimmy fought Jimmy Lang at George Mason,
Really?
University, which was Jimmy Lang's backyard.
Decision.
I thought the decision was much closer than what it should have been. But the point that I'm making is the brotherhood of boxing and how I was in Virginia for all those years with the military, and then I retired. Right. Now I'm out in Indiana. I saw you in the corner. I saw Jimmy in the corner. We interviewed Jimmy Lang and Jimmy Holmes because both of them were in a Ringside Report shirt.
Right.
And Jimmy reminded me, I completely forgot about it, sent me a picture of him posing in the shirt. And it's funny how now we're sitting across from each other 8 years later, as I was last week with Jimmy. It was a week ago today that we shot the show. In your whole boxing career, professional, who do you feel was your toughest opponent and why?
Well, for a short distance, Matthew was the best, but honestly, Troy Waters.
Oh, in Australia, right? Isn't he from Australia?
That was for the British Commonwealth.
Okay.
I went over there for 2 weeks, and I was the lightest I've ever been. I was like 151 or something. I mean, the fight was 154, but he was
tough,
like a brazier. Just everything everything. He didn't waste no movement. Everything was right there. And when he hit you hard. Counter punching well, moving well.
If I'm not 100%, but off the top of my head, I think he fought Terry Norris for the title.
He dropped Terry Norris.
Okay, I know he didn't win the fight though. I know that.
Right. He fought
three
world champions.
Okay.
I went the distance with Simon Brown.
Right. Oh yeah, who was from Maryland? Yeah, Montego. Yeah. Simon Brown was a champion as well. He fought Terry Norris, and he got destroyed by Vincent Petway.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a tough fight. I'm probably going to assume, but I'm still going to ask you. Out of your whole career, what was your proudest moment?
Getting inducted to the Sports Hall of Fame in Hammond, because the fact it was after I lost my children and stuff, and it just meant a lot to me at that time.
Okay. Question that I've asked every fighter and boxing person, and pretty much everybody, is something I believe in. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I feel it's necessary. And if you have a thought on it, okay. If not, that's okay too. But do you favor a mandatory retirement fund for all boxers? And if you do, from your knowledge of the sport and being in it as a professional for 11 or 12 years, how do you think it could be done?
I do believe that.
Okay.
I was in the corner when a kid had a head injury and passed away. I was in 2 fights. I could write a book. I was in 2 fights. The guy was a fight before me. He fought under 2 names. So he was knocked out in Detroit the week before. He fought on, it was a main event. Harold Bradshaw was on the card.
You're not talking about, it wasn't Randy Carver, was it?
No, it was, God. They called him Chris Kelvin against.
Oh, Chris Calvin was the fighting, the fireman.
The fighting.
He came in with the flag, yeah.
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 From Tennessee.
Yes, I remember him.
Chris Kelvin fought Thomas. I can't remember Chris Thomas or something. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
And after he had knocked him between, they didn't even have the ringside doctors at that. They had them, but not the EMTs with the stretchers and stuff, and they carried him out on longboard. He was knocked between the ropes and out cold, and they didn't know he was knocked out the week before.
Wow.
Name.
Okay.
You see stuff like that, and I was in a corner of a kid that got beat in southern Indiana, and that's on YouTube also. And the families, they lose them. I mean, it's I know you're taking that chance when you sign that contract to fight a professional. You know what's going on. You know your chances, your odds, but it happens.
So you're for it. Do you have any ideas on how it could be accomplished? I know that's a tough question.
You'd have to get with all the senators, I know, and just, it's all political.
Right. Senator McCain was a big proponent of boxing. He loved boxing.
Yeah.
And he actually got the Muhammad Ali Act passed to kind of take promoters with like Don King, where they couldn't tie you up forever and ever and ever.
Right.
I actually almost had a meeting. I got to a second in charge, but we never sat down to try to talk to them and see what could happen with a retirement fund, because you have to have the right people to manage it, because people like to steal from funds, as we know.
They do, right.
But okay, so not sure how it could be done, but you're for it.
Definitely.
Okay. Folks, on that note, we just talked about the mandatory retirement fund. It's yet another person, Jack, that is for it. I know it's a tough thing. I don't personally think it's ever going to happen, but I'm always going to speak about it, because maybe somebody, somewhere, somehow will get it done. But on that note, we're going to take a short commercial break. I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. If you're interested in sponsoring or advertising on the Bad Brad Berkwitt Show, contact the Ringside Report office at 703-517-2155. Again, that's 703-517-2155. Or you can contact us via email at bberkwitt@aol.com. That's bberkwitt@aol.com. Forget about it. Hey folks, this is the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing. Forget about it. Bad Brad Berkwitt. And what do James Quick-Tillis, Kenny Norton, Chuck Wepner, Angelo Dundee, Joey Bishop, Buddy Hackett, Vanessa Del Rio, referee David Pearl, Fernando Vargas, and Gene Fulmer all have in common? Well, they're in my book, Boxing Interviews of a Lifetime. Now, if you'd like to pick up a copy, go to authorhouse.com. Again, that's authorhouse.com. Now, if you're a boxing collector and you'd like to get it autographed, all you have to do is pay postage to St. John, Indiana, and back. I will sign it the way you want it, or I will put a personal inscription in it that I think that you'll like. All right? So grab your book today, or pick it up as a gift for a boxing lover that you may know. All right, now, I'm going to throw you all, as I always do, forget about it. Bad Brad. Hey folks, this is Bad Brad Berkwitt, and I'm the personal manager for James Quick-Tillis. Now, a short little bio on him. On October 3rd, 1981, he faced Mike Weaver for Mike's WBA Heavyweight Championship of the World and went 15 rounds. Dropped a close decision to him. Fast forward to May 3rd, 1986, when James Quick Tillis took on a then young Mike Tyson, who was 19-0 with 19 knockouts. Quick took him the distance, and he was the first man to do that, and he laid the blueprint that Buster Douglas would take 4 years later and wind up beating Iron Mike Tyson. Now, with that said, if you would like to book James Quick Tillis for personal autograph signings, TV, movie events, personal appearances, you can reach out to me at the Ringside Report office at 703-517-2155. Again, that's 703-517-2155. Or you can send me a business email to bberkwitt@aol.com. Again, I am the personal manager for James Quick Tillis, also known as the Fighting Cowboy. Forget about it. All right, folks, we're now back with the kid himself, Jack Callahan. I'm going to throw some questions out at you, fun questions. First thing that pops in your head, give me the answer. I already know this one. We already talked about it, but I'm going to ask you again. Favorite fighter of all time? Just point to your shirt. Okay. Yes. Favorite fight of all time?
I'm going to say, just because he was my favorite, Duran Leonard won.
Beautiful fight up in Canada.
No respect. He gave him no respect.
Not 15 rounds, baby.
Yeah.
And beat him.
Yes.
And moved up in weight.
Yes.
Moved up in weight.
Could have won another title, but moved up to Walter instead of Junior Walter.
Yep. Oh, could you imagine if he fought Aaron Pryor back in the day? That would have been a war. Both in their prime. I mean, somebody's going.
One thing good about Duran, he would move to his side. He ran it, boom, move to his side. Look up waltzing. It's when he takes an opponent off guard,
right,
turns him around. It looks nice.
So, favorite movie?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I got so many movies. I like Shawshank Redemption.
Okay, I love Shawshank Redemption. It was sad when Gramps got out and he hung himself. He carved it in a thing. He was there.
Red was
and
there.
Then no, that Red was Morgan Freeman.
Oh,
he was going to kill himself too, but he did. He carved. But the other guy did. Grandpa James Whitmore, the actor, and he hung himself because he couldn't adapt when he got out. Great. Oh, he said Tim Robbins got him all in the end.
And do you know that it didn't win the?
I know.
You know why?
No.
Forrest Gump was out the same year. And Forrest Gump won
it. But you know what? Shawshank Redemption is a film classic. I mean, so many great performances in there. I think I might know this one because I've seen your pictures. And Kenny Angotti,
Rolling Stones.
Jack, I know. He beat me to it. He watches my show. He knew it. Kenny, I want you to know. See, Jack said you need to take care of us when you do our landscaping, buddy.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Rolling Stones. He knew the question before I asked him. Favorite musical band. Okay. Favorite song. Doesn't have to be the Stones. Whoever, or it could be.
Yeah.
Whoever. Favorite song.
I'm gonna have to say, "Light My Fire" by the Doors.
Oh, I love the Doors. It's a great song. I got it downstairs in the greatest hits.
Nice.
The man question. Favorite car. It could be a muscle car. It could be a sports car. What do you like?
Can it be a truck?
Can be a truck.
I went through a lot of cars in my time, and I've seen some beautiful cars. I love the Toyotas.
Okay. Particular one?
Toyota Tacoma.
Tacoma. Okay. Okay. Favorite noise that you like to hear?
I'm gonna say it can be words.
Can be anything.
Good morning, honey, by my wife.
Look at that. Now, Debbie and I always say that people, for some reason today, do not say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's like like a throwback thing. When you say it, they think that you got like alien tentacles coming up. You hear what Jack said? Good morning, honey. There you go.
Oh, my beautiful wife, Karen.
There you go. Now he's sucking up. No, I'm just kidding. And I want you to know, if you Google him, I found an article on him where he got married by the mayor in 2010, right?
Yes.
2010. There's a great article, a great picture of him. You got to check it out. Least favorite noise.
The bell at the fire station, our tones.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready to retire.
Okay.
Come Warriors.
Come Warriors. Favorite food.
Salmon.
There's salmon.
I love salmon.
You gotta go to. She's a salmon eater.
Really?
Debbie loves salmon. Favorite vacation destination? Where do you like going?
You know, since I've been with my wife, we've been all over. Because my stepdaughter works on World Caribbean.
Oh, nice.
Berlin. So I've been a lot of places lately. Alaska. Been fought in Australia, so I've been to Australia, New Zealand. I'll say the Bahamas.
Oh, nice. We talked about going there. Okay. If you could meet one person, any time in history, doesn't have to be a boxing person, or it could be, but anybody, it could be whomever. If you could meet that person, what would your first question be, and who would the person be?
It's going to bring you a little sadness.
It's okay.
It'd be my son Patrick.
Okay.
And your daddy Robbie.
There's nothing matter with that. May he rest in peace. Everything we discussed about you, if you had to sum up in a few thoughts, as a human being, nothing to do with boxing, but as a person, who is Jack Callahan?
A person that had a goal, accomplished it.
Well,
I did. I got there.
you got there,
But I didn't
and
accomplish
that's
it.
more than most have.
I do that with everything, whether it be training fighters, train them like the world champions. If they're an amateur fighter, I train them like world champions. That's just the way I live, like that.
Okay, so you give it your all.
I give it my
Give it
best.
your all. Last question. If you have one, what is the saying you live your life by?
Steadiness, like you got, or like I'm a scheduled person, so is that one word?
No, that's fine. Steadiness. No, that could be a saying. It doesn't have to be a whole sentence or a quote. You live your life by steadiness. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I get up every day, go work out.
Right.
Yeah, same routine.
Same thing with me. I got my routine. You know when you call me, say, hey, you can. I'm working out doing the first one.
That's why I
get
get my phone on lock.
The same thing. Okay. One more time before we wrap up, I want you to look at the camera, and for people watching, tell them again where you train fighters. You've trained. We know amateur fighters. I know you've worked with pros. Look at the camera. Tell them where you train and how they can. Give them the address of the gym,
Okay.
and how they. I know they can get you on Facebook.
Right.
But give them the name of the gym and give them the address. Go ahead.
It's the Hammond Boxing Club. We'll have 10 years August, and we have. It's at 250 Ogden Street in Hammond. It's right down from St. Margaret's Hospital. It used to be the old YWCA. We turned it into probably the best gym in the Midwest. And we have great trainers, Ralph Ruiz, Marcus Hall, Rudy Cosell. We have some good trainers, very good trainers, and we have a lot of people coming from all over.
Okay. On three, we're both gonna look at that camera and we're gonna throw in my signature. Forget about it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Look at the camera. On three. 1, 2, 3. Forget about it. Jack. Absolute pleasure.
That was great.
You're a sweetheart. Everybody I've talked to,
Yeah.
I mention your name,
Yeah.
except for you, Kenny. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing but good things.
I appreciate
And I respect that, because most people got something bad to say about somebody. It doesn't mean that we get along with everybody,
Right.
but they say you're a stand-up guy, you're a man of your word, and I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. I know you said, hey, Brad, I got other people you can interview, and we'll get to all of them eventually. But I
Right.
appreciate you coming out. You know where I'm at if you need something. I'm all about loyalty. It goes both ways.
Okay.
All right?
If you ever want to work out, I'll come and work out with you.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And that's Debbie coughing. She's union, so she gets 2 coughs. All right, suck it up, Buttercup. But on that note, that's another Bad Brad Berkwitt show in the can. And as Frank Sinatra sang and Debbie coughed, the best is yet to come. Bad Brad out.